I took that year doing engineering and I loved it, but then I realized, oh my days, actually, maybe I should be doing something else. Maybe life shouldn't be this hard.
So why did you choose to study civil engineering? Then why did you decide to change your mind and go to architecture?
Civil engineering, maths.
Yeah.
Maths and physics. But there's a huge gap in the CAP system with the maths. So the thing that I noticed was that I think the A-level students or the private school students had already done the maths we were doing in first year, and it was all new for me. So it all came crashing down in first year. If you do well in maths, in CAPS, it's great, but it's not enough. It actually comes down to the gifts that you've been given by birth, right? So it's like, what are you born with? Like, can you draw? Can you sing? Can you dance? Are you really good at maths? Do you speak really well? It's like those are small clues into what you should be doing.
When it comes to your decision to leave civil engineering, like
Right.
what pushed you over that point? Should be good. Okay, cool. So obviously you have experience in both architecture and civil engineering. So studying,
yeah.
and you said brief work experience,
Yeah.
which you can touch on later on.
Yeah.
What would you say has been the difference between the two?
So I'll touch on studying part. So the difference between architecture and civil in terms of studying is in architecture you draw a lot. So you're constantly drawing, you're constantly measuring things out, whereas in civil you do a lot of calculations. Like that is your main thing, is you're always calculating things and reports, but it's really mainly just calculations. Whereas in architecture it's more about like sketches and that kind of a thing, yeah.
Which one do you enjoy the most?
Architecture, of course. The nice thing about architecture is that there isn't really a right answer when it comes to design. You have like this freedom to think and stretch your ideas out that you don't have in civil engineering. In civil engineering, something is right or it's wrong. There's no black and white.
So
it's black and white.
Yeah, I remember from our civil course, there's certain questions which are like for 100 marks, and you mess up one thing, everything's wrong.
Yeah.
So that's how it is professionally as well.
Professionally, so I did a young 1-year student engineer work, vacation work thing, and on site, or rather in practical training, it's more like you don't really want to go above what you have to go above. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense.
You don't have to, you just stay where it's safe. If a beam can stay this size and with these materials and it can do its job, you don't rock the boat, But I feel like in architecture, obviously just studying, you can flesh out your ideas more. You're encouraged to actually stretch them and to explore them, which is like this freedom that you get in architecture that you don't get in civil. So, yeah.
So, okay, this is a bit of a longer question. So why did you choose to study civil engineering? Then why did you decide to change your mind and go to architecture?
Sure. Yeah, it's a long one, but I'll just do the short version. So with civil engineering, I really love maths and physics. Like I really, really loved maths and physics. And I actually thought that you designed in civil engineering. I had this idea that you would do like buildings and skyscrapers, and you actually have a say as a civil engineer as to how the building looks and works in terms of the space, and you do not have that kind of freedom in civil engineering. Basically, the architects will decide those things, and you make sure that the building can stand. Yeah, that the building can stand. You have no say in what it looks like and how it operates in terms of like spatially, Yeah, so it was definitely me being very, not confused, but a misunderstanding. And when I started to realize that when I was studying civil engineering, I was like, it's fine. I'll just, I chose, which is not something you want to do. You want to be able to get information. And when you realize that maybe this decision was not the best decision. You should be able to pivot, but even with the economy and with life, it's so difficult to pivot because it's so expensive to study, right? So that's why I decided to study civil.
Then if we had to go back in time and speak about your high school years, what subjects did you take?
So I took maths and physics, obviously, and then I did art.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did art. So I should have actually known. I did art and geography, yeah. And home language English, second language Afrikaans, yeah.
And how did they help you with these 2 courses you've done?
The 3 courses.
Oh, 3, really?
What did you say?
Oh, wait, 2 courses. You've done 2 courses, right?
Oh, like engineering
and architecture, yeah.
So with civil engineering, maths.
Yeah.
Maths and physics. But there's a huge gap in the CAP system with the maths. So the thing that I noticed was that I think the A-level students or the private school students had already done the maths we were doing in first year, right? They had done like differentiation, the Cambridge system. They'd done differentiation, they'd done integration, and it was all new for me. So it all came crashing down in first year when I had to learn differentiation, integration, and that was just one course. Then there were like 9 other courses that I had to deal with that were also new. So there's a huge gap in CAPS. If you do well in maths and CAPS, it's great, but it's not enough. To be honest, it's not enough. You have to really apply yourself. You really have to push. AP Maths, brilliant. That's what you actually do. In first year engineering maths.
What was the hardest thing for you in first year?
Civil or?
Actually, let me ask a much more personal question.
No, don't. I'm just joking, it's fine.
Okay.
Maybe you'll cut it, but
yeah. When it comes to your decision to leave civil engineering, like what pushed you over that point?
It was God. I'm just going to put it out there. So for a long time, I actually didn't believe, right? I believed and then I stopped believing. Actually, when I started studying civil engineering, by the end of the year, I stopped being a Christian completely. I had lost faith because life had gotten so bad for me. Things were just really terrible, and I just was so upset about how my life was turning out in terms of it not being easy. Like, I try so hard, I stay up all night, I'm working harder than my peers, so why don't I get the results? Right? But it actually comes down to the gifts that you've been given by birth, right? So it's like, what are you born with? Like, can you draw? Can you sing? Can you dance? Are you really good at maths? Do you speak really well? It's like those are small clues into what you should be doing, what your purpose is, not that it's going to be easy in life, but those are almost like tools to help you, prop you up so that you can keep on going. And I really wish I would have listened to that because I drew really well in high school. And I remember my high school teacher telling me that I should study architecture. And I was like, no, I'm doing civil engineering, I've decided I'm doing civil engineering. And she wasn't the only person who had said that at the time, but I just overrided what they said because I had this idea of who I wanted to be and what I wanted to become. And that just blurred my vision. And I was just walking in the dark, really. But my decision was ultimately God intervening in my life in a way that was very uncomfortable and very unfortunate. I took a year off. I went into industry. I was a student engineer for an engineering consulting firm. And I took that year doing engineering and I loved it. But then I realized, oh my days, actually, maybe I should be doing something else. Maybe life shouldn't be this hard, Life is hard, but you at least need to, have your tools that you're born with so that you can push forward, which was drawing and creativity and questioning. I love questioning. I love being creative. I love not taking the answer. So having that mindset in civil engineering is torture. It's torture because the answer is the answer and you don't question the answer. We don't innovate really in civil engineering like the other engineering schools. For example, like with industrial, even with electrical, there's like innovation. Even with software engineering, you have AI, they innovate a lot. With civil, very safe, very conservative. You don't want to rock the boat. It's a building, people can die. So I struggled with that because there was always an answer and you could not push back. And so it was just not going to work. So that should have been a clue for me, and it wasn't. But yeah.
Last question is the same one which I've asked everyone.
Nice.
You could go back in a time machine, 7 years in the past,
Yeah.
speak to yourself in the trick. What would you tell them?
I couldn't be told anything. I was so like deadpan on engineering. Even if I saw myself, at the time, Uli, don't do, you should do architecture. I don't think I would have listened, right? So I think that what I could have said that would have helped me at the time was, it's okay not to know, though I felt like I knew. And it's okay to change, actually. It's okay to change and explore your gifts, explore what you're good at. You'll be surprised, and get more information on all your possible avenues. Don't deadpan on one thing. Explore your options and explore them realistically, and don't explore them in a fear-based way. So like, job opportunities. Don't look at job opportunity list. Don't look at
So not having a scarcity mindset.
Yes, don't have a scarcity mindset, because it will really hamper you down, and it will not derail you, but yeah. So yeah, so don't be afraid, and don't look for a job or for a career based on stats. I know it sounds like really bad advice, but you're gonna pivot later on because the thing that you're doing is not working. So yeah, that's what I would say.
I hope you found that video helpful and inspirational. If you want to know what it's like to study civil engineering in South Africa, please click on the video on the right.